Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Alak Prabhu. Thank you, Sister Mataji. Thank you so much. And I see a few. Hold on, I'm just checking if there are any new devotees who have joined us. Or yeah, most of our congregation members. But once again, thank you for joining Sunday Love Feast, and happy Mother's Day to all of you. And we are once again, the program for today is we will have the discourse on Lord Narasimha Deva Katha by His Grace Krishnanamananda Prabhu. And this will be till 12:30, and around 12:30 we will have a few announcements, local announcements. So a few words on Krishnanamananda Prabhu. I know he's a very humble devotee, and first of all I want to thank him profusely, because there was a sudden change in the speaker, and I contacted Prabhu hardly a week back, and he was so gracious to accept my invite and make it today. And today's topic is really relevant to all of us in this very crucial times, and also with the upcoming festival in the next couple of weeks. So I want to just give a very brief introduction. His Great Krishnanamananda Prabhu, he has been there with us a couple of months back also, and he's from ISKCON Central, New Jersey. And Prabhu wants to give a very humble introduction to him. So he's aspiring to serve the devotees of ISKCON, and he's a disciple of His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj. So thank you, Prabhu. So you can take it from here. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Everybody is able to hear?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you all for joining. Welcome to ISKCON of Columbus. So today we'll be discussing about Lord Narasimha Deva Katha. So I'll directly start with the Mangalacharan prayers, and then we'll get, because we don't have much time. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Mugam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Mande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhyayev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Vaishnava ki jai. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We'll chant 2 more times for those who are affected by COVID or suffering in this current situation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Tadati Swapadantikam. Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Thank you for the opportunity. Please bless me so that I can speak some glories of Lord Narasimha Dev, Prahlad Maharaj and Sri Prabhupada, and inspire all of you and purify my heart. So please bless me. So we'll begin with this verse. So Lord Narasimha Dev. So before that, I will just chant, because we are trying to understand this Krishna Katha, trying to understand the holy name of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, through the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the incarnation, who is the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna himself appeared to give very freely this love of God, Krishna Prema. So I will begin with that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning, it has been mentioned how in Chaitanya Charitamrita Anta Leela, Sruyatam Nityam, Sruyatam Nityam. Then beautiful verse. Sruyatam Nityam. Yeah. Giyatam Muda. Chintyatam Bhaktas. Chaitanya Charitamrutam. Where it is mentioned. May, O devotees, may the transcendental life and characteristics of Lord Chaitanya always be heard, chanted, meditated with great happiness. There also Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioned that when Sankirtan, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu seeing the age of Kali, when he is appeared, it is mentioned as like Lord appeared in the like Lord Narasimha. The two verses are there from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, mentioned as Chaitanya Simhera Navadvip Avatar, Simha Griva Simha Virya, Simhera Hunkar. Thus, the lion-like Lord Chaitanya has appeared in Navadvip. He has the shoulders of a lion, power of a lion, and loud voice of a lion. Just like the sun appears, initially there may be fog in the morning. Fog disappears. The sun appears, then immediately fog disappears. Like that, when lion roars, then immediately all the anarthas, whatever contamination we have in our heart, get disappeared. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to remove our anarthas and give Krishna prema easily and quickly by following his instructions. Further, it is mentioned, Sei Simha Vasuk Jivera Hridaya Kalmasha Dvirada Nase Yanhara Kandare Hunkar. May that lion be seated in the core of the heart of every living being. Thus, with his resounding roar, may he drive away one's elephant voices. Yeah, so he has appeared to remove all these unwanted things in our hearts. So now, so Lord Narasimha's appearance is mentioned in this in many places. Chaitanya Leela, Gaur Leela, there are 5 or 6 places. Chaitanya Narasimha's pastimes are mentioned in different ways. Gaur Leela. So we just touched upon only a teeny bit one portion. So there are many others. But we'll try to discuss from Srimad Bhagavatam this verse. In Srimad Bhagavatam also there are at least minimum 3 places. This is in Canto 1, Chapter 3, verse number 18. We are discussing list of incarnations are being given. 14th incarnation is Lord Narasimha is mentioned, but it is also mentioned in the 7th canto is full about Lord Narasimha's pastimes. And there is also in 5th canto it has been described. So we'll go through that. But now first we'll try to understand from this verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudira Nasta Prayeshu Padreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki Hari Om Tat. So in this verse it is mentioned, Chaturdasam Narasimham Bibrat Daitendra Ujjitam Dadara Kraja Vurav Erakam Katakrit Yatha. So that means 14th incarnation, there are list of there are 6 types of incarnations. We hear from Srimad Bhagavatam and Lagu Bhagavatamrita and many other transcendental scriptures. First one is the Purusha avatars, where Lord appears in 3 Purushas, Karanodakasaya Vishnu, Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, Kshirodakasaya Vishnu. Then there is a Purusha, 3 Purushas. Through them, creation is happening indirectly through Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva especially. And then we have Leela avatars. So there are many Leela avatars. Those are mainly mentioned here in this particular chapter, 3rd chapter of this canto. But it is also here Narasimha Dev is appearing as a Leela avatar in the 14th incarnation in the list of 22 incarnations specified here in the Leela avatar. But it is also mentioned there is another type of Yuga avatar. In Narasimha Puran, it is mentioned Lord Narasimha Dev is appearing as Yuga avatar also. So that is a 3. And the 4th one is a Sektavesh avatar. And then Manvantara avatar before that, 4. There are 14 Manus for each day of Brahma. But in that time also Lord appears. Sometimes if the qualified person is not there, then again Lord takes the position of those position as well as Manvantara avatar. So and then you have and then Guna avatars, Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is the maintainer, Lord Brahma is the secondary creator, Lord Shiva is the destroyer, secondary annihilator, the destroyer, you can say, because when he is destroying through Lord Anantadev, fire and everything is coming. If you read in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned, last chapter of, I think, Canto 5 or Canto 6. There is a whole chapter there, it is described. Annihilation starts, Lord Anantadev first gives the transfer, that power of authority to Lord Shiva, then annihilation happens. So in this way, we have to understand everything from transcendental book, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, Amala Puran. So that so the 14th incarnation, Lord Narasimha is appearing here. Chaturdasham Narasimham, Bibrad Daitendriyam. He has appeared to kill, especially that mostly the Hiranyakashipu is the strongest. Hiranyakashipu is represented as pride, Mada. So six anarthas are there in the heart of living entities, especially. So that is starting with Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya. So desire to enjoy, starting with that. So the Lord appeared, Lord Narasimha appeared specifically to kill Hiranyakashipu, Daitendriyam. He is the strongest. So strongly built Buddhism. Bibrat. So he appeared. And Dadaram is bifurcated. With how? Karajair with his nails, no weapons. Because Lord, when Hiranyakashipu has asked so many boons from Lord Brahma, let me become immortal. Lord Brahma didn't give that, because he doesn't have capability to give. He himself is not immortal. So he has asked all this. I cannot be killed during the day, not in the night, not by human, not by animal. So all these aspects, not by weapons. So that's why Lord is appearing in exactly like human, half man, half lion. That's why he's called Narasimha. And then he's using his nails, and he is not in the day and not in the night. That's why May 25th, May 25th, I think Tuesday, Lord Narasimha's appearance day is fasting till dusk, because that's when exactly Lord appeared. So Urav on his lap, he put his nails and completely killed with just with his nails. Erakam Katha Deta, just like a carpenter uses pierces his cane, as the verse is mentioning here. So in the 14th incarnate, Lord appeared as Narasimha, bifurcated a strong body of strong body of Hiranyakashipu, a strong body of the atheist Hiranyakashipu with his nails, just as a carpenter pierces cane. Yeah, so that stop the shading. So now let's understand the Lord Narasimha more in detail. Actually, Lord Narasimha, we may understand he is the part of many incarnations. There's 6 types of incarnation. Lord has innumerable incarnations, but Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the avatari, from whom all incarnations are coming. Ete chamsa kalapamsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Rudayantu Yuge Yuge, as it is mentioned. But in Lagu Bhagavatamrita, it is mentioned Lord Narasimha is not like any other incarnations. Lord Krishna, Lord Ramachandra, Lord Narasimha. These 3 are the supreme, almost like a supreme personality of Godhead. First is Krishna, is exhibiting with full potencies, everything, all the 6 qualities, 6 characteristics, full of strength, full of knowledge, full of renunciation, full of power and name and fame and beauty, everything. So that is in full in Krishna. But Lord Ramachandra is next, and Lord Narasimha, they are called, Prabhu Goswami is mentioning Lagu Bhagavatamrita as Para Avastha avatars. Para Avasthas. These 3 incarnations. Rest of them may not exhibit. Obviously, there is no difference in one sense. They are like lighting from one lamp, all other lamps are lighted. In Brahma Samhita is mentioned like that. But the original lamp is Krishna. So the original lamp here is Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. But in the same category, almost these 3 personalities, Lord Krishna, Lord Ramachandra, and Lord Narasimha, these 3 has the almost, they exhibit, when they appear, they exhibit full almost. Krishna is the topmost, exhibits in full everything. But Lord Ramachandra is a little bit less than Lord Narasimha, almost close by. So that we should understand that it is mentioned. Just quote that verse from Lagu Bhagavatamrita, where it is mentioned. Yeah, it is quoted by from Padma Puran 1.5.16, Lagu Bhagavatamrita, Padma Puran 226.42. Narasimha Ramakrishnesu Sad Gunyam Paripuritam Paravasthastu Te Tasya Deepad Utpanna Deepavat. So Narasimha, Ramachandra, and Krishna are complete in all 6 qualities. They are Paravastha forms of the Supreme Lord, like lamps lit from the another lamp. The Lord exhibits his perfections in progressively greater completeness as Narasimha, Ramachandra, and Krishna. Progressively in greater completeness. That means Krishna exhibits the topmost. No one else can exhibit all these in full. But next is Lord Ramachandra, next is Narasimha. So that's how we need to understand. We cannot think that Lord Narasimha is just like any other incarnations. And then Sridhar Swami is also mentioned. Sridhar Swami is the original commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam. He mentions, he offers beautiful prayers. So in that he mentions, when Lord Narasimha appears, goddess of speech is in his mouth. Goddess of Lakshmi is on his chest. And the complete knowledge resides in his heart. And so I worship that Lord Narasimha who has appeared like this. In this way, beautifully it is described. Now, so now let us understand also some pastimes of the Lord Narasimha. Mayapur, especially, we have Ugra Narasimha. First of all, before that, let's understand why Srila Prabhupada has given this. Where is the instruction? We say, because we have Shri Radha and Krishna Radha Samsundar, Shri Radha, Gaur Natraj, Gaur, sorry, I forget the Lord's.
Natwar, Radha Natwar, Prabhu.
Radha Natwar, Sri Radha Natwar, and Sri Gaurnita, generally, Sri Jagannath Baldev Sudra. These are the standard deities we generally, because Prabhupada has recommended. Most of places, in few places, accordingly, in 1 or 2 places, different deities are also there. But why Lord Narasimha's deity was being given, why the process of Lord Narasimha mantra is also given. Prabhupada mentions in Los Angeles, August 2nd, 1970, Prabhupada mentioned that now I am going to Japan to make these books printed, Dai Nippon, Bhagavad Gita and others. So now, and then from there I will be going to India. Then I'm old already. I may not be able to return. I don't know what will happen. So that's why I'm giving you this mantra. Please take worship Lord Narasimha. He will protect from all the difficulties. It is mentioned. Yeah. I'm old man. My advice is to you. I may not return. Please continue deity worship, kirtan, street sankirtan, classes, distribution of books with enthusiasm. And then obviously, and then he gave this Lord Narasimha prayers, which we chant in all our ISKCON temples at the end of our kirtan or end of classes. So first we need to understand why we do that, so that we are following the acharyas, not that somebody has said, created this, come up with this idea of let's worship Lord Narasimha. That's not so. So now Lord Narasimha's pastimes. So when Lord Narasimha, everybody knows the story, so I'm not going to go to the story. So I'll be describing exactly why Lord has appeared. Canto 7 is called, first of all, let's understand there are 10 subject matters of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Lord Narasimha's appearance is being given in Canto 7. What exactly Canto 7 is representing? What exactly it means that Lord Narasimha is appearing? What was the purpose? And what Canto 7 is mainly representing and giving the essence. So what it means is Lord Narasimha, so appearance is the portion is called, that canto is called Utaya. Utaya means desire. It is mentioned as Utaya, Utaya Karma Vasana. The definition Sridhar Swami gives, Utaya Karma Vasana. That means desire to enjoy, desire to create and enjoy. The living entity has. So that's why Canto 7 represents. There are 10 subject matters. Atra Sarga Visargascha, Sthanam Poshanam Utaya, and then we have Utaya, and then you have Manmantra Ishanukada Ashraya Nirodha, one more. Nirodha Ashraya Mukti, Nirodha Mukti Ashraya. 10 subject matters. It is not in sequence exactly. So the first and second canto is the lotus feet of the Lord. And it also discusses a little bit about these aspects, 10 subjects. The canto 3 onwards, up to all the way to canto 5, almost like till middle of the canto 5, describing about the especially Sarga and Visarga. All the way to canto 5 is described, especially starts with in the Canto 3, Vidura and Maitreya's Khan, we see in great detail about the creation and the sub-creation, all that. Then, so the Canto 3 and 4 are the thighs of the Lord. Okay, Canto 5 is again the waist of waist of the Lord. Canto 6 is the chest of the Lord. Canto 7 is got neck of the Lord. So Canto 7 and 8. Canto 6 is the neck of the Canto 7 and 8 are arms of the Lord. Canto 9 is the neck actually. So now the sthanam, as I mentioned, Sarga Visarga, we went from Canto 3 to Canto 5 middle. From middle of Canto 5, it is also mentioned sthanam. Sarga means creation, and then the creation of this basically planetary system, the whole creation, this material world. Then Visarga means the original creator is Supreme Lord, especially Purusha Avtaras of the actual original creation, indirectly, because they are not directly involved with anything material. Lord Vishnu, especially Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. Then Visarga is nothing but the secondary creation, which Lord Brahma is taking care of. That is what Visarga means. Then you have the third category is Thanam, means maintenance or cosmic manifestation, planetary system. That is why in Canto 5 you see structure of the universe in great detail. Canto 5. That's where the next third aspect of subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam is called Mahapurana. There are many Puranas. They deal with 5 subjects only. Even if they deal with 10 subjects, but very little details. Then greater detail, which gives, that is what is called Mahapurana. Otherwise, they are called, other Puranas are called just Purana, not Mahapurana. That is another difference. Sthanam is explained in the Canto 5. Then 6th Canto is Poshana, means protection of the Lord. That's why we see Ajamil, how Lord protected Ajamil, even though he has performed so many sinful activities. Because he was a devotee in the beginning, so that's how he is able to get protected. And obviously he chanted his son's name. He was protected. That's 6th Canto. Now we are in the 7th Canto, is called Utaya, desire to enjoy, proclivities. So these are coming from that's why it is called Utaya Karma Vasana. That means they are coming, these vasanas are coming from the previous life, of the karma. So Kotam Bijam, there are 4 kinds of sinful activity. So these desire to enjoy is coming from the previous life, just like we see in Dhruva Maharaj in Canto 4. How did he has a desire to basically become a greater opulence than the kingdom, than even Brahma, not even his own father, Uttanapada, even his grandfather Brahma, even above that he wanted. So that's with that mood he went to surrender to, he prayed to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, to get that boon. So why he had that? It is mentioned, Karan Khan Maharaj was sharing that in the previous life, he was desiring, he was a ordinary person, and he was desiring to have, he was in a kingdom and king has so many opulences, then he was desiring to have that opulence, greater opulence. He was meditating or thinking of that for his whole life. And then in that way he left. And then when he took the next body, then obviously that desire is there. So that's why it is mentioned, these proclivities in the heart are there from the previous. So that's why we have to make sure, we have to be careful how we engage ourselves, what kind of activities we perform in this life, so that these especially unwanted activities, anarthas gets removed. So that's why that is one of the reason why we worship Lord Narasimha Deva, is to remove the obstacles, remove these anarthas, become fearless. So especially to become fearless, we all have fear. So that is also one of the 6 anarthas. We become fearless when we take shelter of the Lord Narasimha Deva. So and it is clearly directly described how he removes. There is one beautiful prayer in Canto 5. We'll go there. So now we understand in Canto 7, it is also mentioned this. When you say desire, the Utaya activity, it is mentioned as there is auspicious, inauspicious, Subha and Asubha. What is the example? The Subha, when Prahlad Maharaj in the womb of Lord Narasimha Deva, we see that he has the Subha, he has auspicious desires in his heart. Auspicious. That's why we can see that wherever he went, when he's dealing with his father, he acted as a gentleman, he acted as a Vaishnava. When he was dealing with his schoolmates, all the demoniac schoolmates, and Amarka school, there also he acted as a gentleman. He was preaching, he was playing with them, but he knows exactly how to utilize the time. So throughout his life, wherever we see the whole Prahlad Maharaj's life, he acted as a Vaishnava because he has the auspicious activities. He has a desire to be associated with devotee, desire to serve the Lord, desire to propagate, desire to serve others also. That is. But when we look at the auspicious desire, an example is called how this whole Canto 7 started, because Narasimha, Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Narasimha, how did this happen? Jaya Vijaya being cursed, what is happening? So Jaya Vijaya has this inauspicious thinking, desire. When they saw these four Kumaras walking in with naked small babies, small kids, then they stopped them. So that, and then we have many examples. I had discussed before, so I don't want to go in detail. Just give an example. A Saubhari Muni fell down because the desire he has committed. One is to desire is there in general to enjoy. We all have. The second category of why desires come, why proclivities, sinful activities come, is offending the Vaishnava. This is the first biggest lesson we have to take from this canto. Inauspicious desire, and especially on committing any Vaishnava aparadh and offending Vaishnavas. When Saubhari Muni offended Garuda, not taking his fish, his food, then immediately because of that his desire of proclivity to enjoy has come. Then he saw fish within his, while he's meditating, thousands of years, he is mystic yogi, all 8 perfections he had. He fell down from there. In many lifetimes he had to spend. My video is on. So the Saubhari Muni is one example. The another example we see, this also I discussed, I will not go into detail. Madhavendra Puri had 2 disciples, Ishwara Puri and Ramachandra Puri. Ishwara Puri was as auspicious desire to serve his spiritual master till the end. He cleaned everything, stool, urine, everything, and he chanted, glorified all the pastimes. So Madhavendra Puri very much, really, he gave all his blessing. But on the other side, Ramachandra Puri being the disciple, same succession, but he has inauspicious desire. He has offended. He was preaching his own spiritual master. And in this way, because of that, immediately chastised Madhavendra Puri, chastised, get out from here, you rascal. So then after that, he had to fall down like anything. He went on criticizing devotees. He went on criticizing even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So this is the effect of one we criticize. That is when we chant the holy names, it is when 10 offenses, first offense. Do not, especially those who are preaching, avoid the offenses to the, especially those who are preaching, propagating the holy name of the Lord, devotees. So avoid offenses to the devotee. Prabhupada mentioned not just few devotees, any devotee, whoever is chanting, don't criticize, don't offend them. That is the foremost and important thing we have to learn from here. So that's why this Canto 7 has almost 15 chapters. The first 10 chapters are talking about this auspicious and inauspicious. And there are many examples are there. We see Vibhishana and Ravan, same thing. Ravan has inauspicious desire, lust, but auspicious, Vibhishana has full of auspicious desire. Throughout his life, was always thinking how to serve the Lord. Even he instructed Ravana, but he didn't listen. Obviously, this is what happens when we have inauspicious desire. So when we don't follow, so that's why the first chapter to all the way to 10 chapters describing about these auspicious and inauspicious desires, and also describing about the pure devotion service. Example of Prahlad Maharaj. So third chapter, first chapter is just giving the brief why Lord is seemingly Lord is unequal. He is partial to demigods. He is impartial to demons. That was the question asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj, and then obviously that's how the chapter 1 starts. Then 2 Hiranyakashipu's thing comes, second and third, and fourth onwards we see Prahlad Maharaj, how he has appeared, what he has learned in the womb and everything. So in this way, 10 chapters are predominantly talking about pure devotion service, Suddha Bhakti. And the last chapters are talking about Varnashrama more predominantly. What one's supposed to do. If somebody wants to get guidance and instructions, what's supposed to do in Grahastha, Brahmacharya, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, that is there clearly. Narada Muni is giving instruction to Vasudeva, and obviously this is in response to Yudhishthira Maharaj and Parikshit to Sukadeva Goswami. Those last 5, it is Mishrama Bhakti, Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti. All these are described in those last 5 chapters of this canto. In this way, this canto 7 is divided. So the main purpose of this canto 7 is to remove these proclivities from the heart of the living entity by just like the Lord Narasimha has bifurcated the Hiranyakashipu, the greatest demon, on his lap with his nails, same way. So when we approach the Lord Narasimha through the association of a pure devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. That's why in the last discussion, what did we discuss? 7.1, Mad Ashraya. If one word we take from that 7.1, that is important, is Mad Ashraya. Take shelter of me. If you want to come to any of the rasas, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, Sampadasya, if you want to develop attachment to me, then you must take shelter of pure devotee. You must take shelter of that. Like you cannot connect directly powerhouse if you want electricity or anything. Powerhouse, you have to use at your home that wire and then use the socket to connect and get that energy. Not directly, you cannot go to power. So that's why it is transparent via media. This pure devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj is giving instructions in this. Just in a summary, I'm just telling. Lord Prahlad, when Lord Narasimha appeared, and the Happy Mother's Day, everyone. So that aspect is also mentioned in line here. So I will just give only 1 or 2 points. In 9th chapter, I think, Lord Narasimha's prayer, Prahlad Maharaj's prayers to Lord Narasimha. In that, I think, 2nd or 1st verse, it is mentioned. Brahma, Shiva, everyone tried to pacify. He was in a very angry mode when he killed Hiranyakashipu. Blood and everything was there. All his demoniac soldiers also came to kill Narasimha. They fight, but he killed everyone. So much blood. He sat on the not Rasasan, whatever. But he was not pacified. So much anger. Brahma tried to console, give his prayers and whatnot. Not as in you. I have already told you to not to give bones. Despite that, keep giving these bones. So he was not at all pleased at all with Lord Brahma or anybody. Then Lord Brahma pushed Prahlad Maharaj to front. Go to please. And if they tried Lord Lakshmi Devi also, first of all, I'm seeing this beautiful form I never saw before. So she was also afraid. She didn't want to go. Only Prahlad Maharaj went. Prahlad Maharaj was not afraid. And this is the quality of a devotee we see from Ambaresh Maharaj, we see from Prahlad Maharaj, we see from Rutrasur. This is the quality because they are not afraid of anything. They are fearless. Doesn't because they are full taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. It is mentioned Narayana Parasarve Kutachana Vibhiti Sarga Apavarga Dwares Tulyarth Darshanam. They have taken full shelter. So that's why they don't have any fear whatsoever. Doesn't matter. So Prahlad Maharaj is instructing in that. So when he approached, what did Lord Narasimha do? First thing, Lord is the mother and father, as Bhagavad Gita mentioned. Pitamaha Masya Jagato Data Mata Pitamaha. So he's the mother also. Lord Narasimha nicely he put his hand on Prahlad Maharaj's head and he licked. Who will lick? Generally, most of the cases, it is the mother who gives a hug. Mother is the one who licks. Even when he is, especially when they are young, child, the diapers and whatnot. So they are cleaning. Mother doesn't have to think why I have to clean all these things. But she was not thinking any of this. So she's the one from beginning to end. Doesn't matter even if he is envious, if he is offensive. Still, mother tries to serve always their kids. So this is the quality we see from the Lord himself. Lord Narasimha, like a female lion, is she's thinking Prahlad Maharaj is one of the cub. In that way, even though Brahma and all of them are there, but they were all afraid. But Prahlad Maharaj, Narasimha and Prahlad Maharaj, the connection, the affection, the relation, it is like motherly relationship we can see. So that lesson we can take and try to follow in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj so that we can also develop that loving relationship with each and every devotee, not only devotee, every living entity. So that's what we have learned. So Prahlad Maharaj is showing by his also example that when Lord Narasimha asked that, oh, yeah, now please ask me the boon. I am very much pleased by your devotion. So please ask a boon. Prahlad Maharaj said, I'm not here to do business. If the master is trying to give boons, trying to give cheat or allure, then he's not the actual correct master. If the servant is also trying to get looking for benefit, then he's not the real servant. So I don't want any boons. But Lord Narasimha said, no, I still want to, I'm pleased with you. I want to still give you some boons. Then again and again, after multiple times asked, Prahlad Maharaj said, I don't want any boons. Life after life, I don't want any liberation. Life after life, let me be a devotee. Let me try to serve you. Life after life. That is the only thing he asked. He didn't say, give me liberation. No, he said only, let me always serve you. Wherever, whatever form I may take in the next life, let me always serve you. That is the benediction he had asked. This is the quality we can see. This is the purest form of devotion service we see. And he is so humble. And he asked, please relieve my father from these offenses. In this way, Prahlad Maharaj is showing. And he also later on, we see in Brahad Bhagavatamrita also, that when Narada Muni approached, who is the greatest devotee, then he went on to many, king to Brahma to Shiva. Then Lord Shiva pointed out, go and approach Prahlad Maharaj. He is the greatest devotee. So then before that, Lord Shiva instructed, when you go there, don't praise him, don't offer obeisances. He clearly told, he will get very much offended, then it won't be good. Then obviously Narada Muni was the spiritual master of Prahlad Maharaj. But so the Narada Muni is a search of pure devotees, who is the greatest, who is the pure devotee. Then he went finally, where did he go? This also is there. And Lord Narasimha appeared before that, yeah, or after, yeah. Lord Narasimha is also, as I mentioned, Yuga Avatar, Satya Yuga. He has appeared. There are a few pastimes. I don't know the time. There are a few pastimes here. Lord Narasimha's appearance is being given. When he appeared, when he killed, where did he kill? In one of the Yuga. There are many times Lord Narasimha appeared. We are talking about his sixth Manvantara. Bhagavatam explained that he appeared sixth Manvantara just before the milk ocean, churning milk ocean. That time he appeared. So when did this happen? Where did this happen? So this happened in Ahobilam, one of the place where it is. Why this name also came? Because his Lord appeared, is the strongest, with a full of strength he has appeared and killed. It is also mentioned Garuda Dev has did so much penance to the Lord, after Lord Narasimha. Then he appeared by his prayers. There is a great cave within that mountain area, Rudachala, and that's why it's also called Ahobilam. There, Lord Narasimha appeared and killed Hiranyakasipu. There are 9 different forms of the Lord. Narasimha is there. Beautiful place. So many pastimes. So that is one instance. From there, one he killed before also. Hiranyakasipu tried to give so much hard time to Prahlad Maharaj. So he is showing a great determination, Prahlad Maharaj. He was not, he didn't budge for anything. So they put him in fire. They threw him under the elephant. They threw him in a snake pit. Then all this various things. And then he also tried to throw Prahlad Maharaj into the ocean and put a mountain on it. So where did this happen? This happened in Simhachalam, Simhadri. So that's where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Ahobilam, G.S. Narasimha in Chaitanya Charitamrita we see. And also he went to Simhachalam. Even the lotus footprints of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there in Simhachalam. This is in Vizag in Andhra Pradesh. Especially all of one suggestion or one instruction is here Akshay Tritiya is coming up. That is the day when Chandana Yatra started. Where did it happen? The prominent place is Simhachalam in Vizag and Lord Jagannath. Chandana Yatra, that's where Akshay Tritiya is the only day. Varaha Narasimha. Why it is 2 incarnations in the same form? There it is Dvaya Avatar, it is mentioned, because they tried to put the Prahlad Maharaj into the ocean and put that mountain, Simhadri mountain on, throw on top of it after they tried to throw. That time Lord Narasimha appeared as Varaha to pick him up, not then as Narasimha. So Varaha Narasimha appeared he took Lord Prahlad Maharaj. And then in that way, then Prahlad Maharaj constructed this beautiful temple. Right now it is there. And later on, Lord Narasimha personally instructed Ramanujacharya to take care of this temple. So now Sri Vaishnavas take care of the temple Simhachalam. In this way, that pastime is also happening. There are many places. Throughout Andhra Pradesh, we see Mangalagiri, Vedadri, where Lord Narasimha, after he killed, he stayed at some place. And then we see in Bhakti Vinod Thakur prayers also, this could be a different yuga. But Lord, this is all true pastimes. It's not that some mythology. Lord Narasimha appeared in Narasimhapalli in Gaur, in the we see in Navadvip Dham. In Navadvip Dham, Bhava Taranga, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is offering beautiful prayers, 6 or 5 prayers, verses. There is offering prayers to Lord Narasimha in Narasimhapalli especially. Please remove all my demoniac mentality, the anarthas. Please always let me always take your shelter of your lotus feet. So purify my heart. In this way, is offering beautiful prayers, 5 or 6 prayers. Even Lord Ramachandra also offered prayers to Lord Narasimha. So in this way, we see beautiful aspects. So there's one pastime of Narasimha also in Mayapur. many pastimes we see from Jaladan and especially his Grace Pankajangri Prabhu. Through him we heard. So this is one pastime where one of the daughter has one of the Mataji's daughter basically was playing in a Grahastha area in Mayapur Dham. She was playing in a bamboo play, like a playhouse. Uh, it's made with bamboos. Then she went all the way on top and playing. Then suddenly she fell down all the way from top. Even the whole thing, she fell down with the head down, and then on top of it, everything fell on her head. So then she was only 8 years. Then it was like she was in a shock, concussion and shock, and she couldn't. She was crying like anything. Then when they took her to doctor, immediate doctor there in Mayapur, they tried to treat her. Then it didn't go away, obviously, because injuries were very strong, huge. Then immediately, then the next day they took to basically, I think Calcutta to treat her, especially to expert neurosurgeon, because then they realized, they see that black blood is coming from the nose. Then as they were taking her, then they also saw that a white liquid is coming, which is from brain. So then they did a scan, CT scan and everything. Then they found out that these injuries are happening within her brain. So much huge damage within the brain. Then the doctors told, we'll do the scanning, we'll check everything. Then tomorrow morning between 5 and 9, we'll do the surgery after seeing what's happening and everything, results of the test. Then immediately the Mataji, or the mother of this girl, called His Grace Pankajangri Prabhu and asked, this is the situation, can you do something? Then he did a special puja. He told, I will do special puja, abhishek and everything from 5 to 7 in the morning, exactly the time when this surgery has to happen. So then after 7 o'clock, then they found out, doctors came out and told, we did a scan, everything, nothing is there. All injuries, everything is gone. Everything is gone. So it is such a miracle. And there are many pastimes like this. I'm just sharing only one pastime. So narsingalila.wordpress.com, I think. There you see hundreds of pastimes of just Mayapur. And so many other temples of Narsingh there. There is one book for especially those who want to hear more about Lord Narsingh temple. There are 100 plus temples. This is Lord Narsingh lost temples. And I'm sure ISKCON Columbus will have. Otherwise, we can get for you. Please request that. It's a wonderful book to have. I have it myself, and I had one more copy, and then I distribute to somebody else. Please have it. So it's a good book to have, and especially for kids, especially if you have. Nice to see the pictures and understand all these 108 Divya Deshams from Tamil Nadu and other places of Narsingh Dev. So in this way, we understand that how Lord Narsingh Dev is merciful. I'll just quote this verse, beautiful prayer. We're out of time, I think. Let me quote this prayer, beautiful prayer. We all can remember, and especially in 1 minute. Yeah, 5.18.8. Where does Lord Narsingh Dev live? That also we have to understand. When Prahlad Maharaj, through Bali Maharaj, when Bali Maharaj was getting Vaman Dev was basically chained him up and everything, Prahlad Maharaj appeared there. That time Bali Maharaj told, you also stay for some days with me in Sutala. So that's when Prahlad Maharaj went to Sutala. So when Narad Muni went to Sutala, so to see who is the greatest devotee, then Prahlad, he tried to offer obeisance. He praised Prahlad Maharaj and Brihad Bhagavatam. He made Prahlad Maharaj was so much offended. He said, what are you doing? So I don't have any of these qualities. Why are you glorifying me wrong way? And he gave quotations. He gave so many different evidences that I'm not of quality of this. You can, Hanuman, if he's the Lord, you think that I'm the pure devotee, then where is my opportunity to serve him? Hanuman had a great opportunity to serve him. I didn't get any opportunity. He just appeared to kill Hiranyakashipu. He didn't appear for me. So in this way, Prahlad Maharaj went on like 15, 20 verses we see in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So humble. And then he tried to offer obeisance to Narad Muni. And he didn't take it. While offering, he was embarrassed. He put his head down. So this is what Lord Shiva was telling, and Narad Muni didn't listen and did. So Prahlad Maharaj is showing, even though he's a pure devotee, greatest devotee, but still he's acting as a humble, and he's showing by his own example how to behave, conduct ourselves as we progress in devotion service. So so Lord Narsingh Dev lives also in Janaloka. Janaloka, as we go up, Bhurloka, Bhorloka, Swargaloka, and then Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. This is above us, 7 planets. So that Janaloka, Lord Narasimha, and also in obviously in Vaikuntha. That's what the verses say. But it is also mentioned that Lord Narasimha specifically doesn't have a planet. Like there is a Vamana, Kurma, Varaha, all of them have specific planets in Vaikuntha. But Lord Narasimha doesn't have a planet. He is appearing only in this, for this material world, in this pastime, but actually Lord Narasimha, Krishna himself is appearing in that specific form. That's what is mentioned. But I haven't, so far, I haven't found where there is a Narasimha planet specifically, like Ayodhya Dham, Dwarka Dham. So that is, so let me quote this prayer and then we can take questions or announcements quickly. In fifth canto, where it is mentioned, Prahlad Maharaj doesn't stay in Sutala. Prahlad Maharaj is staying in place called Hari Vamsa. We have 7 continents, not continents, this is Dvipas. So Hari Vamsa Dvipa, in that there is a beautiful prayer, 7 or 8 verses, but one verse is the prayer, actual prayer. This we all can do every day. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya, Namaste Jaste Jase, Avir Bhava, Vajranaka Vajramstra, Karmasayam, Ramdaya, Tamo Grasa Grasa, Om Swaha, Avayam, Atmani Bhuyist, Om Shraum. There is mentioned that I offer respectful obeisances to Lord Narasimha, source of all power. O my Lord, who possess nails and teeth like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we can become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. How beautiful it is. This is what exactly we need. We want to drive away anarthas from our heart. So this is 5.18.8 Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5. So please try to note down and then you can use this prayer every day whenever you get opportunity. I have much more to cover, but I will stop here. I already went over time. Thank you very much for patiently listening. You have questions, comments, concerns, you can.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, very much. So much details and so much information on Narasimha, and very relevant for today's situation. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. If I just wanted to see if anybody has any questions, they can either raise their hand or just unmute themselves and ask if there is any clarification. Please go ahead. I see one raised hand. I think Naveen Krishna Prabhu. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Krishnanamananda, again, thank you very much to see you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. Even I've been to Ahobilam. So based on your readings, you're saying that after Hiranyakashipu conquered the 14 planet systems, he made the base, Puloka, and then Ahobilam area. That's a huge palace.
Yes.
Palace is gone, but the fort is still there. I mean, that's where he killed him. But you're saying after that Prahlad Maharaj became emperor, then he lived in Harivamsha. There's a different planet system.
Yes, correct. Just like we are in called, I think we are in called Jambu Dvipa in India. Obviously, there is also some portion of US is also coming under Krauncha Dvipa, especially Florida. When I was there, the priest was chanting mantras. He was telling Krauncha Dvipa, like when we do any puja, we chant what Dvipa, what Manvantra, all those. That it is mentioned. But Jambu Dvipa, so like this, there is the Harivamsa Dvipa. There are 7 islands. Like we see that. What is that name? Who went behind Priyavrata, Maharaj Priyavrata went behind the sun, created these 7 dvipas. So one of the dvipa is this.
With his wheel.
Yeah, he broke with that. So the 7 dvipas became, so the planet. So one of the dvipa is this Harivamsa planet dvipa. So that's where Prahlad Maharaj resides, and that's where he's offering these beautiful 7 or 8 verses. But this one is the actual prayer, remaining describing. There also it is mentioned Lord Krishna is offering. First, second, you see Narasimha, 2-3 verses it is explaining Lord Krishna, then concluding again Lord Narasimha. So in this way, we see from that perspective also Lord Krishna appearing as Narasimha in this specific pastime in full exhibiting and showing us.
Yeah, that's one thing. And second, I did heard, like Golak Vrindavan, we have in the corner is Mathura Dham, Ayodhya Dham, and then Navadvip Dham. Like that, there is no Narasimha Dham, but there is a Narasimha Dham in Vaikuntha places where Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Ananta, Padmanabha, Vamana. Everybody has their own Vaikuntha planets. Like that, Narsingha also
Yes.
has one planet system. One
This
planet in
that
Vaikuntha.
particular I was searching because the places where we can find is obviously Bhagavatam. Then there is a one I tried to find, but I couldn't find the actual source. Narayana Tapane Purana, Narsingha Tapane Upanishad, yeah, Narsingha Tapane Upanishad, and Narsingha Puran. These two things, if you get the source of the actual book, original book, or whatever we have translated, at least we will be able to understand a little more if there is planet. Because based on what I read so far, I haven't seen a specific reference. Broad Bhagavatam generally gives, because Narad Muni went on and the Gopkumar went from one planet. There also this reference is not there. So I checked in many other places. No place has given a specific reference. It talked about more Krishna appearing as Narsingh Dev in the material world, but it didn't talk about actual specific planet for Narsingh Dev. So that part at least means if you find a reference, there's definitely. Until we find reference, it is a little bit, I don't know. So we, yeah.
I heard it, but I don't have. Since you mentioned that, I will also go and check, because when I read Bhagavad Bharata, yes, I did not see that reference, correct? But I did. But if you see the chart made by ISKCON,
Yes.
so in that, if you see Vaikuntha realm, there's a Narsingha planet there.
Also,
because when they made it, but they made it based on Prabhupada instruction. But
yeah. In
like
general,
all there.
Yes, in general, that description is there. Where in general, any form of the Lord, especially Vishnu forms, various Kurma, Varaha, Narsingha, when we put the 12 places, Tilak, all those forms have a specific planet. Whoever is worshipping
except
that
Jagannath. Except Jagannath.
Because Jagannath has specific Purushottam Dham above the between the Dwaraka, then you have Purushottam Dham, then Mathura Dham, then Golok Dham. Below the obviously Dwaraka is Ayodhya Dham, and then rest of Vaikuntha. That's how that picture is there. There are two pictures. One is the old picture, and Prabhupada was there or around that time. Then the recent picture is also few years ago. They created a bigger, much more elaborate description of the whole planetary system. That also more details are there. That also I didn't find, but I'll check again. Narsingha planet. They might have drawn the bubble and then described it, but unless they quoted a reference, we'll check and see. That is there. In Simhachalam also I was describing, I forgot. So there is a play there also there is a pastime. Pururava went with Uravasi while they are going on aerial thing. Then they come to this place. Somehow they get attracted so much to that place. And then they stop there. What is happening? Why we are getting attracted to this place? Then try to find, and then finally they found a place where then they digged. Then they found this Narsingha, Varaha Narsingha there. And then they also heard the voice that don't always, it should be covered always, except one day, where then they started covering everything, the Lord's body with Chandan. So that's how even now it's going on, except Akshay Tritiya day. Rest of all the days, Varaha Narsingha Dev is fearless form, fearful form, covered, except the eyes a little bit is shown. That form. This is the Simhachalam, specifically in Vizag and Andhra.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. I wanted to ask that question, so you answered about the Chandana Utsavam. So it's one of the biggest festivals which is coming up on Akshay Tritiya day. Thank you, Prabhu, was mentioning. So next I see Rukmini Mataji. Go ahead, Rukmini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for the wonderful talk with so many different references that from so many different places. So you mentioned that in this seventh canto, the example of Prahlad is an example of Shuddha Bhakti, and at the same time you said that Lord Nrsimhadev appears in this seventh canto where the subject is Utaya, the desire to enjoy.
Yes.
And then you said that later in the seventh canto there's Mishra Bhakti.
Yes,
so should one approach Nrsimhadev for desires that are not Shuddha or only for Shuddha desires?
General process is to worship Lord is only with pure devotion. That is what Shastra is teaching. That's what Prabhupada has taught us. But even if at least something is better than if everybody has to start from somewhere. So devotees obviously, at least I am not considering as myself as I am the lowest. So I have so many desires. So it's very difficult. So that's why we approach like Prahlad Maharaj in his footsteps, so that these desires can be removed. But again, before Prabhupada left, he said, my job is finished only 50 to 60%. Remaining 40% Varnashrama system I have to establish, because otherwise not everybody is going to directly take Krishna consciousness. So for them, I need to establish this Varnashrama system. So that's why this specific, that means they are not at the highest level of pure bhakti. So then they have to go gradually progress. So that's why for them, this Canto 7 is because they also have desires. Otherwise, why they are not able to give up detachment? Because we see many examples, acharyas are in the growth ashram. They are married, they are in growth ashram all the way through their life, but they are completely detached, even though they are in the ashram. But this is for the others who are in the various ashram, whether brahmacharya, grihastha, sannyas, but they are not fully detached. They still have some desires. They have to. So that's why here in this Bhutaya, the main Bhutaya is coming from the actual this Jaya Vijaya being cursed. This Hiranyakashipu, specific character of Canto 7 is Hiranyakashipu, is the main character. How he has this desire to enjoy, desire, having pride, having envy against the Lord, against the Prahlad Maharaj, his son. So that is the main context of this whole Canto 7. From there, this whole details of Prahlad Maharaj's instruction to his demoniac schoolmate, even they are also in the same category of having so many desires, but Prahlad Maharaj converted them. So in this way, we can understand. But if you look at Sridhar Swami's commentary, look at Jiva Goswami's commentary, there are different versions. The one of the version of these acharyas is described like this. Canto 7 is Utaya, as I mentioned, and Canto 8 is Manvantara, 9 is the Ishanu Katha, Lord Ramchandran, then the 10 is Ashtraya, Nirodha and Mukti is 11th canto, and 12th canto is Nirodha. That's all. But in another place where Sridhar Swami is giving a completely a little bit different. And Jiva Goswami is also quoting a little bit different. So it is not that canto first and second, in the second canto 9th chapter 10th verse, this is where it is mentioned Atra Sarga Visarga. So it is not that first and second canto doesn't have anything about these 10 subjects. That's canto 3 onward start. No, that is a wrong assumption or wrong idea to think. Actually, every canto has these 10 subjects. Whether it's, that's why there are 3 aspects: directly or indirectly, by the example. Completely. These 3 ways Mahapuran has to be understood. So in the first and second canto, we may find reference. Obviously, there's a creation aspect, but indirectly more. It's not directly describing actually all these 24. That is only starting from canto 3. So in this way, we can understand, draw some kind of conclusion, reflections, I can say.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Is there anybody else, like if they have any questions or clarifications or any comments? So I see a few people on Zoom. So, and there is like few on the YouTube also. I was just checking if anybody had any questions on YouTube, but I think we are good at this point. Any other Chandra Prabhu or anybody, Ramtit Prabhu, do they want to any comments or are we good?
No questions, Prabhu. I just wanted to thank
Thank you.
Krishnanamananda Prabhu for his association and thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
I didn't see our Dharma Prabhu.
Yeah. I think Prem Sindhu, you are right. I think you are referring to Prem Sindhu. Yeah.
Other Prabhu, I forget.
Prem Vilas, sir.
Yugadhar, not Yugadhar. I forget. You were there last class because we were as a team in one of the meetings, so that's how I met. I forget.
Oh, Yadu Chandra Prabhu.
Yeah, Yadu.
He is in the temple actually. So this is also being broadcast on YouTube on the temple.
Okay.
So I think he's in the temple. So thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your time, and we will continue with our local announcements. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
I'll just quote that one verse where I mentioned Narasimha Puran, Satya Yoga, Yuga Avatar. Because this reference is not there, I'll just quote, then we can end.
Sure.
Satya Daitya Kuladi Nasa Samaye Simha Urdva Matya Kritis Tretayam Dasa Kandaram Paribhavam Rameti Manakriti Gopalan Paripalayan Rajapure Bharam Haram Dwapare Gauranga Priya Kartama Kali Yuge Chaitanya Nama Prabhu. So clearly it is given. In Satya Yuga, Lord Narasimha appeared. Then Treta Yuga, Lord Ramchandra appeared. Then Dwapara Yuga, Lord Krishna appeared. In Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Clear description is given. This is from Narasimha Puran. So in this way, so is considered also as Yuga Avatar. Thank you all. All goes to Prabhupada. All goes to
Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai.
Jai. Prahlad Maharaj ki jai.
Yeah. So thank you, devotees. Thank you for attending the Sunday feast. I have a couple of quick announcements, and so just with the upcoming festivals. So we have on 22nd is again is a Saturday, and we have Mohini Ekadasi. So if anybody wants to join the Kirtan, please send us your name. And this will be a few days before the big festival. And the festival is on 25th, the Tuesday, appearance of Lord Narasimha. And we are going to send a very detailed email on the different events on that day, on Tuesday. And definitely please mark your calendars. So we have a very, very special speaker, actually that whole week. So on 25th, His Holiness Rompa Swami Maharaj is scheduled to speak. And again on 25th, on the festival day, it's His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj is scheduled to speak. So please block your calendars, and all of us, the more people, more devotees they join, we can make it a more successful this. And I just a couple of other quick announcements. So one is today's Sunday feast actually was sponsored by Lakshmi Sangavi Kolisetti on the occasion of our graduation. So as all of you are aware, like we still, the temple is open, so you can come for darshan and collect prasadam. So that way we have a small congregation, like it's we're not meeting as such, but if you happen to come and you can collect prasadam, that's where this sponsor is actually helping us. And you might also, if you want to sponsor any of the future Sunday feasts, please contact any of our council members, and we will be more than happy to help for any special occasion and all that. I think that's all I had. Alec Prabhu or somebody, did you have any other announcements, Prabhu? And yeah, it's again, we want to take the acknowledgement. Like on Friday, we had this Ekadasi Kirtan, and in the memory of His Grace Pankajangari Prabhu. And I don't have any words to say our this thing on Prabhu. Is such a great icon in Mayapur. As Prabhu was mentioning in the discourse, he has prayed for so many people, and it's a very sad times that we have to see this. So I'm all of our prayers are with him. And anybody else, if they have any announcements, anything for congregation, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Ramesh Prabhu, a quick
Yes,
announcement.
Yeah.
Tomorrow evening from 6:30 to 7:30, His Grace Sankirtan Prabhu. He's one of Srila Prabhupada disciples, early disciples of Srila Prabhupada. He lives in New Vrindavan. He is going to share how he met Srila Prabhupada and some of his memories. Tomorrow evening, 6:30 to 7:30. I will post the Zoom link on YouTube, WhatsApp group. I'll do that.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Sure. And that's all for today. We'll pause the Sunday feast at this point, and with the Vaishnava proms. Vancha kalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo.